What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. As the word of the day today is Sexland, man. The Cavaliers are off to a hot start in the regular season as they are 3-0 right now. They've beaten the Hornets, the Pistons, and the Brooklyn Nets, or not Brooklyn Nets, the 76ers, my bad. So the 76ers, they've beaten all three of those teams. They're off to a very hot start, led behind Sexland, Darius Garland, and Colin Sexton, man. Those guys have been balling out, and today it inspired me to do a Cavaliers rebuild and try to build around these two and win a championship ultimately. So make sure you guys leave a like if you enjoy this one, but let's get into it. When you look at the pieces around Garland and Sexton right now, I honestly kind of like what the Cavaliers have. Andre Drummond has been pretty solid this year for them as well. Kevin Love just came back from injury yesterday, I believe. And then Larry Nance, Osman. Like, they have a pretty nice roster for the most part. Garland and Sexton is basically the two pieces they're waiting on. And Sexton's been amazing this year, and Garland has looked better than last season. So, very, very ecstatic with what I've seen so far. And then, of course, you have Isaac Okoro, which I believe he's been out, or I think he was out yesterday, and I'm not really sure. I don't remember if he played the first two games. I'm pretty sure he did, if I'm not mistaken, but for this first season, I'm not going to do much of anything. I kind of just want to see what Garland and Sexton do, man. Sexton, or Sexland, is literally the best nickname you can come up with for these two, so I really like it. A lot of people have been saying it on Twitter and YouTube videos. It's a lot of fun. I love it. So let's go ahead and just simulate this first season, and let's just see how Sexland does in season number 1. So season number 1 does come to an end. Unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs or anything crazy like that, but we are the 11th seed in the East, and we went 32-50, which is something I could definitely see out of Cleveland this season. I know they're off to a hot start, but I'm not going to go crazy and say, oh my gosh, this team is about to be the first seed in the East or anything, because obviously it is just a start, and we'll have to see if they keep it up. And hey, maybe they do. Maybe they're the surprise team out East this season, and it just goes very well for them this season. But for me, I mean, I would obviously have to see a little bit more out of them until I'm just ready to say this team's about to make the playoffs. So I definitely see something like this happening for Cleveland this season, where they do win a handful of their games, but obviously not enough to make the playoffs. So we are going to be entering the lottery this season, which is honestly better because we're still kind of rebuilding, if you ask me. And we're the top 5 seed, or we're our top 5 to land a top 5 pick. So if that makes any sense. I kind of made that more complicated than it should have been. And we end up with the 6th pick. So we do fall out of the top 5, and we end up with number 6, which is totally fine. And then JB Bickerstaff, I'm going to go ahead and keep him. I'm going to keep the coaching staff. Honestly, the ratings aren't terrible. And then I definitely want a better trainer, because we're going to have a very young roster. So obviously we want to use those untapped potential camps as much as possible. So let's go to the NBA draft now. With this 6th pick, I'm not really sure what I want to do here, but if we go ahead and look, we have like Cade Cunningham in this draft, obviously. Draft board. I'm trying to get to the mock draft, see what they have us taking here. So Jonathan Kuminga, I actually wouldn't complain about that. You got Terrence Shannon, Jalen Green. I mean, a lot of these would be awesome. Like I said, I do ideally want to keep Colin Sexton and Garland in the backcourt, so that's definitely what we're going to be doing. So I mean, is there anyone right now? Like Kevin Love, I do want to trade him probably this offseason, I'm not going to lie. Larry Nance has been pretty solid for the team as well. So maybe we keep him around for the time being. But for now, let's just go ahead and draft somebody with this 6th pick. And let's see if we can get a nice little addition to this team. So Terrence Shannon goes number 1. Wow, to the Thunder. So the Thunder ultimately tank and then pass up on Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green, number 3. That's a W for the Pistons. And then we got BJ Boston, Isaiah Jackson. So we definitely could take Jonathan Kuminga here, which is another wing player. Greg Brown, Jalen Johnson. I think I definitely don't hate that there's Jalen Suggs, but we don't need a guard. So we basically need a wing player here is basically what we're looking for. So I think I am going to take Jonathan Kuminga here, and we are going to go ahead and sim to the end on that. And I really like where we're coming from out of the draft. Team options, I'm going to go ahead and just decline, I think, Dean Wade and Damian Dodson. You know, you served your time here in Cleveland, and now you're just not going to be that important to the team. So Kevin Love, it is time for you to be traded. So I don't care where you go, but I'm just going to go ahead and got to trade you somewhere. So we can trade him to Chicago for a 1st-round pick, which honestly wouldn't be too upsetting. We got Precious in a 1st, who's been a rotational player for the Miami Heat. Mitchell Robinson. There's Miles Turner, Blake Griffin, Norman Powell, Luka in a 1st, and then Saric, 1st-round pick in Gafford. So honestly, I did kind of like this trade with D'Anthony Melton and Dylan Brooks. That gives us some backup guard depth, which we don't have at the moment. So yeah, you know what? We're going to trade Kevin Love to the Grizzlies for those 2 players. I honestly don't hate that. And it gives us depth. Or we could take the 1st-round pick from Chicago. What pick is that? 2022. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take this pick instead. So we're going to trade Kevin Love to Chicago for Gafford in a first-round pick. The guard depth would have been nice, but at the end of the day, those guys are getting paid some money. I might need that money later on. So we look at the team now. Garland and Sexton obviously in the backcourt. Kuminga, Okoro, Kevin Porter Jr. We have a lot of forwards, but I kind of did that as I'm going to probably move Kuminga to the 4. Honestly, I thought Kuminga was better defensively. I don't watch a lot of college, so I don't know. The guy just sounds like somebody who'd be good defensively, but I was totally wrong. So maybe I made an L with that pick, and that's okay. But I'm definitely going to have him play power forward. And Okoro will still play small forward. Because we have a lot of forwards right now that we don't necessarily need. So Osman might have to be on the way out because we're going to have Kevin Porter definitely back up Okoro here. And we need a power forward in a center, which we are going to get Drummond back. So I don't know how much money we have in free agency, but I do want to re-sign Andre Drummond, who's been awesome for Cleveland so far. So let's get him back. And then if I have any money left over for a power forward like Lauri Markkanen, that would be actually kind of dope if I could get Lauri Markkanen here, but I don't know if I have enough money for that, but we'll have to see. It's going to have me renounce Andre Drummond. How much money do we have in free agency? So let's go see if I can, I always have a hard time finding this. So negative $12 million. So Larry Nance is making quite a bit. So, I mean, we should have some money. I'd like to think. So renounce some of these guys. Like we don't need, all right. So we hit 17 million. So honestly, we should have enough to get both, I think. I'm going to go ahead. Lauri Markkanen. Okay. Andre Drummond goes to the Spurs. Wow. Okay. So that definitely wasn't. So we have to renounce Andre Drummond's rights, but we do get Lauri Markkanen, who's a very solid forward, and Andre Drummond's back out here. That worked out perfectly. So I don't want to overpay for Drummond, so I'll give him like, you know, this is probably an overpay, but I'm going to go ahead and pay him anyway, and we are going to get him back. I think, yes, we get Drummond back. So that worked out perfectly. So now we have our Kevin Love replacement in Lauri Markkanen, who is a little bit more on the timeline of Garland and Sexton, so I like that a lot. So Larry Nance and Lauri Markkanen, and they got Drummond and Gafford here. So that's nice. Front court's basically complete. And then now we kind of have a logjam at the small forward spot where I will be trading Osman and probably Weinler for a guard here. So Osman and Weinler, sorry guys, but I kind of need guard depth more than I need you two at the forward spot. So Jeremy Lamb would be nice guard depth. I'll solve DeAnthony Melton as well, which actually I think I'm going to do that because we also get a first round pick out of it. So DeAnthony Melton, welcome to the team. I think he'll be a nice backup shooting guard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we essentially have ourselves a 10-man rotation if we want to run 2 forwards. So I'm going to roll with that, man. I like the roster we've put together. And of course, player progression is going to take a huge toll on this team, which I will be throwing on top potential camps at Okoro, Sexton, and Garland, I think. So hopefully we can get those guys flowing this season and those guys just get even better for us. And we want to eventually make the playoffs with this team. And then the ultimate goal of the video is obviously to win a championship with Sexton and Sexton and Garland, Sexland, and the backcourt. So let's throw this other on-top potential at Darius Garland, and we're going to throw this last one. We can throw it at Okoro or Markkanen, but I think I'm going to throw it at Okoro. So with that being said, this will be our rotation for season number 2. We have Garland, Sexton, Kuminga at the 4, or at the 3, I should say. Markkanen at the 4, Drummond. I think I honestly want to start Okoro for his defense, so I'm going to go ahead and have Kuminga probably get 21 minutes over. Let's have Kevin Porter Jr. be that 6th man because I know the man can score. And then Okoro, and we'll have Garland, and we'll have something like this. Yeah, I like that a lot. We're going to roll with this. So Anthony Melton not getting minutes right now, which kind of sucks because I feel like the guy deserves some, but fortunately it's just not there. So proficiency, we're 3 at grit and grind. I'm going to move this to a 7-second system, and we're going to go ahead and simulate season number 2, and let's see if we're even better than season number 1. So season number 2 comes to an end, and we take a step in the right direction because for the first time since LeBron James has left, we are in the playoffs, which is a very, like I said, a very good step in the right direction. Cade Cunningham with the Knicks wins Rookie of the Year. So like an RJ Barrett, Cade Cunningham sounds like a lot of fun. Backcourt sounds like a lot of fun. You got Defensive Player of the Year going to Isaac, and Mo Bamba is your 6th man of the year. In Orlando, Lloyd Pierce, Coach of the Year, Justin Taylor, Executive of the Year. I also kind of want to do our Orlando rebuild soon. Might be the next one we do. They're also 3-0 on the season. Partially because they've played the Wizards twice, who don't know how to close out a game in the 4th quarter, apparently. But All-NBA first team, I'm going to assume we don't have any Sexland here in the All-NBA teams, right? And then, yeah, so nothing there. But we are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, which, speaking of, we are playing the Orlando Magic. Sexton, 24 points, and Darius Garland with 17 and 7. You love to see it. Drummond with 16 and 14. Lauri Markkanen with 14. Isaac Okoro with 13 as well. And then John Kuminga, off the bench has 13, and Kevin Porter with 12. So really love what I'm seeing out of my guys, and I want to see them continue to grow. As we are playing the Orlando Magic, Markelle Fultz, Fournier, Isaac, Aaron Gordon, Vucevic, Mo Bamba, Derrick Rose. For me, Orlando's one of those teams that has a really solid roster. They're just like one all-star away from being like super interesting, if you ask me. So Orlando definitely has some pieces that make something like that happen. Russell Westbrook would have been interesting on this team, but I mean, at the end of the day, Orlando is Orlando. They're solid. And let's just go ahead and see if we can somehow win against this team. So they do end up winning game 1. We even it up, though. We're up 2-1, so we might be able to win a series here. We're up 3-1 to start this off, and we do end up beating the Magic in 5 games. So we are already winning a first-round playoff series, which is awesome. That way, the Twitter people can't go on Twitter and say the Cavaliers can't get past the first round like they always do to my Portland Trailblazers. But Kemba Walker, James I don't know how to pronounce that name. Bonite. Okay. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams. So, yeah, this will be a tough task. Obviously, we were able to get past Orlando, but now we're playing the first-seeded Boston Celtics. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. So, we do end up losing game 1. We lose game 2 as well. Game 3 does go to us, so we don't go out, you know, getting swept or anything. As we do also even the series up, and they are up 3-2, and we lose in 6 games. But we did put up a good fight against the Boston Celtics, but that's totally fine. I didn't think we were ready to win a championship just yet. So the first step was making the playoffs. The second step was winning a series, and we already did that. And now this final step is to try to complete the process and win this championship. We did end up trading for that Chicago Bulls pick, as you guys remember, as we traded Kevin Love. It is a lottery pick, but not like a high lottery pick, which sucks, because I thought the Bulls would like be absolute trash like they kind of are right now in the regular season, but we are only projected the 14th pick, and yeah, that's what we get. So we do have a lottery pick, so that's cool. And we also have the 22nd pick via Milwaukee. I'm not really sure what trade that's from. Maybe it's from the Kyle Korver trade, but I don't know that for a fact. And we also have the 23rd pick, so we actually have 3 first-round picks in this draft to get even better this offseason, which is actually a major W. So we could trade up, or we also could just stay where we're at. Randy Martin's, yeah, we're going to have to fire Randy Martin because he is now down to a B, and we want 3 training camps to continue to develop the roster, so let's sign him. You know what? I'm going to keep JB Bickerstaff. He didn't do anything wrong, so I'm going to keep him, and let's go to the draft now. So we have 3 first-round picks to get better on draft night, and we have some seconds as well. 3 seconds. Wow, we have a lot of picks in this draft. So, you know what? I think I definitely want to make a move here. I mean, where do we want to get better at? Maybe at the small forward spot? Because Drummond's my center. Markkanen is my power forward, and I'm totally fine with that. Because he's a nice stretch 4, I feel like. So, maybe we want to get better at the small forward spot. Okoro is nice and all. Or we could just see, you know, I'll just kind of see. I'll test the waters and kind of see what's out there. No offers were found. Or I could also just trade up in this draft and try to get somebody, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to do that. Maybe we'll trade up in this draft, try to trade up more in the lottery, and then we'll draft another player that could help us out. Targeting number 5 from the Sacramento Kings to see if I can move up in this draft to get the pick number 5. They do not agree with that, and if I threw my seconds in here, they don't agree. And if I threw my other second, they don't agree. So I have 3 first-round picks here. I'll throw 1 more first. If they don't agree to this, I'll move down. And we do end up with the 5th pick in this draft, which I almost sent to the end on accident. So let's go to the 5th pick now. And let's see who we can get with this 5th pick. So when you go look at the mock drafts, Chet Holmgren, Jaden Hardy, and then, you know what? I'm just going to take Jamaican Brakefield, or Jamian Brakefield, which was projected to go here at number 5. And you know what? Screw it. We'll take him. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of college basketball or anything, so I don't know if he's even good. But he looks like he's going to be a rotational piece for us at a 77 overall. So welcome to the team. I'm also going to take Darren Sharp, and I'll take Roach as well and bring him in. So Okoro, Kevin Porter, Garland, Gafford, of course, we want to bring all of them back. Colin Sexton, definitely somebody we want to bring back as well. I believe that's the only free agent we really need to worry about. When you look at the roster now, so Garland, D'Anthony Melton, Okoro, Kumenga, Kevin Porter, that's still kind of a logjam. Then Brakefield, okay, I gotta make sure I say that name right, and Gafford and Drummond. So, I mean, it kind of just depends. Where this team goes is where, like, it kind of depends how Sexton and Garland grow together. That's basically what we're kind of depending on, because I just want to see them to continue to develop, and hopefully those guys become really good for us. So at this point, as the GM, I definitely don't want to see Colin Sexton walk out on us, because he's been our leading scorer for a little bit now. So I'm going to bring him back, and we're probably just going to run the same team back. and just watch the development. So Kuminga's up to an 85. So yeah, the development is definitely helping us out here, and we're going to continue to throw some untapped potential camp, and we'll be ready for season number 3, and who knows, maybe we can be even a top 3 seed in the East this season. Season number 3, Garland, Sexton. They want to start Kuminga. You know what? I'll do it, see what happens. Markkanen, Drummond, Okoro, Kevin Porter, Larry Nance, and Daniel Gafford. So I'm really looking forward to the season. I think we have a chance of being really good in the East this season. Our power ranking is 19th though, so that doesn't look that great for us, but hopefully at the end of the day we surprise some people and we are able to become a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Sexland is running wild because at the end of season number 3 we end up winning 69 games, man. Sexland wins 69 games. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, man. Jonathan Kuminga, most improved player, 21.7 rebounds. Very nice efficiency. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year, and Bradley, Early Executive of the Year. I mean, this has got to be the season we win this championship. So we were able to win a first-round series last year. Now this time I want to make it all the way. But 69-13 for our boys. So 28 from Sexton, 21 from Kuminga, 15 from Garland, 14, 13, 13, 13. Absolutely phenomenal, man. Can we beat Milwaukee Bucks here, who do end up still having Giannis Antetokounmpo? So it won't be easy, but we do win game 1, so that's a good start. 2-0, 3-0, and wow, we are going to sweep the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, and now we're playing the Charlotte Hornets. We should have LaMelo Ball here. LaMelo, Paul George, Jaren Jackson. Wow, they have put together a really good roster. I'm not even gonna front. I mean, Washington, Rozier is still here. Isaiah Jackson, Jaren Jackson, and Paul George. I really like what the Hornets have done here. But hopefully that doesn't mean they beat us. So we're up 2-0 and 2-1. 2-2. 3-2. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we do. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals, and now we're playing the Atlanta Hawks, which is another team in the Eastern Conference that obviously could give us a run for our money. But to me, that Hornets team was better, but they do have some nice depth. So game 1 goes to us. That's good. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to us. Can we go up 3-1? No. 3-2, please. Yes. 1-6. Yes, we're in the NBA Finals, and now we're going to be playing the Denver Nuggets for the championship. Jamal Murray, Malik Beasley, Porter, Jeremiah Robinson, Earl, Jokic, Bol. All right, here we go. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. Come on, man. Don't do it. 3-2. And now we're going to go to Simcast and see if we can close this out and win a championship here in Denver, man. Let's go. 37 points in the first quarter. It looks like we are going to be doing just that, as we will be winning a championship with Sexland in the backcourt. 28-93. We are ready to win this championship, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll let you guys watch the championship celebration.